Hello everyone and welcome to Breakout Racing League's round 5 of Tier 5 in the Netherlands. Just loading into the lobby now as we're not a very populated lobby tonight. Unfortunately, some drivers unable to make it, but more points on the table for those that have. Going into the race, it's going to be interesting. I'm alone here in the booth, so I will do my best to keep in track with the chat and everybody that is commenting and viewing tonight. And let's have a good one, everybody. Just waiting to see who will be coming out first. Let's get some telemetry on board for everybody here. Let's see. Quite a parade coming out already. That's good. It looked like Butters or Mike, new driver to the tier, did get out first. Looks like Ron Swanson following in behind, with Ethan not too far, who is currently the championship leader after moving some drivers around because of balancing. So he's ahead in the championship with 39 points, followed by Ron Swanson in the McLaren with 29, followed in third by Bad Hunt House with 24 points. So it is pretty close in the top three. Watchman not too far behind with 22. Just not had the best luck. And Zach the Beast, P3 in the last race with 15 points. This is only his first race. He wasn't there for the first three. So he's already got 15 points. Can he give these guys a good money coming in late into the series? There's lots of other shakeups from the other guys down below, but I want to let them try to sort it out themselves as we watch Mike go through here on our first lap through. Oh, Zandvoort. Oh, and gets a little bit too much curb, and that's going to put him off. Not going to get... Oh, gets in the way of McLaren, but seems to pick it up okay. Guess Ron will be our first driver to put it on provisional pole for this run. See how he gets along. Using up all the track he can. Doing a very good job, showing a good pace. Zandvoort's one of those tracks where it's a bit of a one-lap slap. If you get it right, you get it right. If not, it can cost you a lot of time. Jumping down into that chicane. Not wanting to touch too much of that curb. Coming through. And putting the power down. How are we going to make out for a time? It's going to be a 199 off the top. That is not a bad time for Tier 5 to be a sub 110. Mike obviously having issues. Zach putting in a pretty good banker lap for a 111. Dark Flash not too far behind. I think he had some traffic or some issues, but 12.7 still isn't too bad for a banker lap. Bad Hunt House not doing much better out there, trying to let some traffic through as Butters sets a 113, putting himself up into P4. So these guys are doing quite well already. Watchman doing a 14 flat. So some of these guys are just throwing down a few bankers. Some of these guys are on their out lap. Some of these guys are coming back into the pits. It looks like the only person on a hot lap, unless any of these guys decide to go for a second run. Is the car ahead going to give him some trouble with dirty air getting out of his way or no? Guess they're on a hot as well. Oh, it's his teammate trying to give him a bit of a pull maybe. Now he's got traffic ahead. Will you guys be able to sort it out? Oh no, Butters. I don't know. Not the best thing you want to see so far, guys. Got to keep it clean out there. Watch yourselves. believe Jack Carl is just starting a lap now. But trying to just take it easy into Sector 1, making the most of it. And Avi is off and out, unfortunately. Not able to set a time, and is going to have to start at the back after this qualify session in the race. I do believe this is just kind of a banker for Jack Carl. I don't know if he invalidated his first run or not. It looks like he might have done 2 runs on these tires with the amount of ERS he has on board. But some of these guys don't look like they turn it off for their out lap. Jack Carl is going to come down over the line. What's he going to set? It's going to be a 1:13.7. It's going to set him up into P6. It's not a bad time. A little bit ahead of the Haas of Mike Andre there, and in between Butters. Gas Smokin puts himself up into P4, sliding up with a 12.8. And I do believe, yeah, that's Watchman on a run. What's he going to do? Ah, I see, invalidated. He's not going to improve there. Probably going to go for a later run. And Slingshot all the way up into P3 with a 12.2. Good on him to get up there. And who is that? Is that Ethan rounding the final turn to start a lap? I do believe it is. Let's see how he gets on through this lap here. Does have someone coming out of the pits. Ron Swanson slowing down just a bit to make sure he's not into traffic. Good on him as Ethan comes through, locking up a bit, just trying to get as much traction and brake force as he could through there. Difficult set of corners to get quite right if you're trying to take all the track you can. He's doing it pretty well. He's got a fairly strong line through there, but is it going to be enough to put him up into the top 3? Ron Swanson already throwing down a pretty strong time for everybody else to try and compete with. Grabbing enough of that curb through the stadium sector there, coming down into the big rounded bank turn. Getting a little bit of the curve, slowing up a bit. It's not going to be his strongest lap, but he's going to have time to come back into the pits and out again. But it's going to be a 10.9, which is going to be P2 on the board. I don't think he's going to be too happy, regardless of the position, but trying to get out of the way for the Williams coming down through. And Zach the Beast pushing Slingshot down with that 11 flat, so pretty good on him so far. Had a P3 in the last race, definitely wanting to do more, thought he had more in it. So it's very interesting to see the development of a lot of these drivers. I know they've been putting in a ton of practice, and some of them just absolutely accelerate in pace and just kind of butterfly and evolve, so it's great on them. Bad Hunt House is not got his ERS on, unless he's just doing a burning lap for another run. Who else is on a run is... Oh! Invalidates coming down. Was going to improve, coming back into the box now. And he's probably just going to set on a new set of tires, improve later. Ethan, I believe, will be trying to come in, or though he has turned everything off, I doubt he'll go again. I'm sure he'll come into the pits, get some new fuel, new tires. We'll see. Bad Hunt House finishing his lap. No, he's into the pits, as I thought. Buck's about to start a lap, and I do believe Dark Flash behind is also about to start a lap. Buck's not getting the traction he probably wanted out of that final corner. It's not exactly the nicest one at times, I will give him that much. Diving down into the corner. A nice up and out, gets decent traction through. Seems to have pretty good flow, but oh, the flow is disturbed, and that's a bad off, but just pushing that bit and getting that gravel is not going to help, unfortunately. And yeah, that's not going to help Dark Flash, probably with his time. And I do believe he's got Mike just on his heels on an outlap. I'd probably be backing off a bit in the stadium so I can get a good run down through all of Sector 3, but looks like Mike will be the first to start a run as he backs off a bit from the Renault of Dark Flash ahead. Does look like one of the Red Bulls is coming out of the pits. I do believe that would probably be Bad Hunt House, who is already in and back out with a new set of tires, trying to make the most of it. I don't believe anybody is going to really fit the mediums to the end here, but Bad Hunt House has. I could be proven wrong. Some of these guys want to do the medium strategy knowing that, you know, there's not many drivers here. You got to pick the best strategy for yourself. So I've been proven a little bit wrong. Good on these guys for thinking ahead on strategy, not just slapping on softs. Although Ethan is going to want to try and close in with Ron Swanson. Mike doing well, up a lot in this lap so far. He's going to be able to keep it all the way through to the end. How is he doing at the sector marker? Up 1.8, a lot of time on the board. If he can put it down and not invalidate on that final turn, it's a pain sometimes, I know. Doesn't take too much of it, gets a very good line, very steady. Runs out of ERS a little bit early, which isn't going to help his overall pace, but that's going to be a big improvement in 11.7, putting him up into P4. So, good on him for the Haas getting all the way up there. As we do see Bad... that's Gas Smoking coming through, but Bad Hunt House making his way through his lap. Whereas Watchman farther through on his mediums, he is trying to come through, finishing off Sector 2 into the stadium section. Bad Hunt House not too far behind, wanting to finish his lap. And then I do believe it would be... yeah, Mike is out there and Gas Smoking. I wonder if any of these guys are doing that 3-minute parade lap. Everyone going to be running out there. Watchman trying to set down a better time. And that's another 11.7. 11.7 seems to be the line for these guys. But man, on the mediums, that's putting some pressure on these guys. Puts himself up into P5. So, very good. Bad Hunt House, yeah, unfortunately invalidated, I think, into that final turn. He's probably going to try and do another run. Gas Smoking pushing now, up on his time. By about a second on those mediums still. Grabbing as much curb as he can out of that stadium section. 5th, 4th, just to get enough, and too much of that exit curb. Oh, it's critical there. It's such a pain. I don't think he has time to get in and out. He's going to try, though. I give it to him. He can definitely try and make it happen. Who else is on the run? I believe Bad Hunt House is on his way in. Mike is in. I believe that's also Butters on an outlap. And Dark Flash on an outlap. Is Watchman... he's going to improve quite a bit. I'm glad I caught that. Good on the mediums. Does an 11.2, but retiring on track is also not something we do. So, I wouldn't advise that. Stewards might have to look into that. Bad Hunt House coming through. Is he going to be able to improve on his time? He's already up into P5, which is and amazing for him. Great for the medium runners to be up that high. It's going to be really helpful for their race if they can really hold off against these soft runners. But PPR Butters making a run through. Slingshot, I believe, is out, but then retired once he realized he can't get all the way through or is disconnected. I'm not exactly sure what happened there. Hopefully that didn't get in Butters' way too much as he's trying to make his way through. Going a little bit wide, trying to recover his time through. Medium's not treating him as nicely as some of these other guys, but probably trying to make up some time in the later areas of the track here. He's 0-0'd. I don't know if it's really worth it, but he can improve. Might be best just to hold off and do the free strategy that you want from the race start in P12, but definitely down to him to make that strategy call. Thank you, Zach, for retiring in the pits. And thank you, Bad Hunt House, for going back to the pits. As well as Dark Flash, also being a good gent and going to the pits and retiring. I do believe that's going to be the end of Qualify. I don't think anybody else has time to make it through. I don't know if that was after the line, though. What time is it to us? Is the 3 minutes already done? Can't say I quite remember when Butters started this lap. .11.5 is definitely a good competitive time for him, putting him up there. I'm hoping it goes down to the 35-second and then it gives us the 3-minute mark, yes? Double checking that, but I believe Butters is fine. I might just be being silly in my own head here. I don't think Gas Smoking has time to make it through. If the game glitch does happen, that would not be nice. Yep, and that's going to be the end of Wally. But, still says he's on an outlap. It's so odd. I really don't understand what's going on with this game sometimes. So, sorry about that. Cody's is just a little bit weird. Yeah, Smokin', if you are somehow hearing this, do not set down this time. Please don't. It's an issue with the game, and you're most likely going to get a quali ban if he improves. But I don't know if he's AI'd just because it's not showing AI or not. I think he's still got control, but everyone else is in the pits. Hard to say. Not quite sure. No, I know that Vettel won't race and all that jazz, and Latifi, that'll be fine. Gas Smoking improves. That's much after the clock. That's an 11 flat, though. It's going to put him up to P4. Unless the timer is totally wrong for me because of Cody's whatever, I got nothing. But I think that was after the timer for Gas Smoking there. That's going to have to be looked at, unfortunately. I wouldn't worry about it, Avi. It's something we look into. Stewards take very seriously. We try to keep it very fair. We're not letting people get ahead. Even if they do get ahead for this one race, it will be mitigated by the next with a quali ban and super license point penalties. So, depending on multiple offenders. So, what is going on here, game? Gas smoking's done. Who needs to retire? Where's the 3-minute timer? I am sorry that there's not a whole lot of action. I don't know what to commentate on when there's nothing to commentate on. Well, these guys have a good race, though. Should be exciting for Tier 5. See some of these guys move up and down in the point standings. Some of these guys looking to get some better points. Had some bad luck in a few of the other races, so... Smokin' can't retire. Yes, well, after he was over the line, I guess that's also true. He couldn't retire. Little bit of a weird thing there, eh? Interior Titan, Regardless of that, let's get on with a good race. After a formation lap, we'll see how these guys get on. Ron Swanson taking the... Oh! Kind of wanted to look at those quali results. That's cool too, game. Well, I wanted to take my time going through that. I do believe it was Ron Swanson up in front, followed by Ethan and Zach the Beast in P2, P3. So it should be interesting. Gas smoking with that late lap for P4. Butters in P5, I believe, had a pretty good lap on the mediums. There is a bit of a mix between these guys on the mediums and the softs going into the race as they've started their countdown. Starting grid order for everybody here. But we shall see. Is Ethan going to be able to hold on to that points championship lead? And is Zach the Beast going to try and make a storm? Ron Swanson looking to try and get ahead, so definitely have to see. Slingshot from the back, though. I like the call. I like the call. As you see, it's one stop, soft to hard. For some of the medium runners, I do believe will show you different strategy. If you actually flip between different drivers, it will show you all the strategies that they are trying to run. A little bit of a silly thing, but interesting to see what people are doing. And we have a collision, and they are disqualified from form lap, which isn't going to help them, but that's not going to take them out of the race. There's no worries there. Just not going to have warm tires and brakes going into turn 1, which isn't helpful. Slingshot definitely not wanting that. Mike on his first race probably not wanting that either. So we shall see how these get along. Avi having a hard time in quali, pushing a little too hard. Zandvoort's one of those tracks where you just got to push, and these curbs are lethal. So hopefully having a better race. And Jack Caro moving in from the back. Dark Flash. Bad Hunt House on the mediums, the back most on the mediums. His teammate on the softs ahead. Watchman on the mediums in front of his teammate Books, who's also on the softs. PPR Butters and Mike also invert on soft to medium. So these guys are also trying to keep their pit box in mind going into the race. as these guys are being collected by the AI markings for the form lap here. Guys got to try and keep it a little bit closer to the front guys, but they should also not try to take off on you. So it is what it is. Guys are all lining up now. Cold tires do not help. I definitely agree. As they're all lining up to the grid now. We shall see how these guys get on as we are waiting for our 5 red lights coming down. And away we go. A little bit of a hold there, but good start from Ron as he gets far ahead into turn 1 before everybody else. Everybody else trying to make a move. Ethan in behind. Zach the Beast makes the move in. Watchman off into turn 1, unfortunately. Gas Smoking trying to close in, but Butters aggressively trying to push these guys around. The only medium runner to stay quite up there. Books making up a lot of moves after all that turn 1 kerfuffle. Bad Hunt House not really falling back, but just, yeah, everyone else having a really good run. Oh, Butters, what an amazing save, sliding it out, but able to keep his pace and position. Good on him. That was definitely a bit of a clenching moment. I would not have been happy with myself there, but Ethan trying to close in on Ron Swanson, already 0.8 up the track, trying to not let him get too far away out of DRS range before lap 3. And same with Zach the Beast, about 1 second back off of Ethan already, trying to close it in. Gas Smoking not too far behind. Everyone trying to keep in that close gap. Butters not wanting to let these guys go with those medium tires, trying to be the optional leader on the medium tires for some of the viewers today. Book's not too far behind, closing it in with race pace, not having it quite in quality. It didn't go his way, but moving up a lot of positions so far into lap 1. Bad Hunt House not too far behind. Mike closing in. Dark Flash and Slingshot side by side into turn 1, lap 2, and still side by side. A little bit of a touch, but both drivers seem to make it out okay. Slingshot trying to be aggressive and make up those positions, already into a points payout. So wanting to catch up to the front guys now. Ethan still within a second of Ron Swanson back up at the front. Zach the Beast falling off just a little bit. Maybe just trying to conserve the tire, let the two front guys fight. Gas Smoking still within that 1 second gap. As we have a yellow sector 1 and 2 for Avi, unfortunately having issues again. Not lost the wing, maybe have overheated the tires, but able to keep it going. That's better than needing to pit for a wing. As we have Butters, who's also saved the wing, I do believe, which is good for him. Again, guys are doing good to try and keep it together, but yeah, Avi just overheated the tires, not having a good time. Watchman having not a great time already on those mediums, but Jack Carl moving up past him. Slingshot up into 8th now, as Ethan still trying to close in, but Zach the Beast falling off a bit. Gas Smoking not too far behind, still within a second. DRS will be open on this lap, so Ethan's going to try and make that move done. Same with Gas Smoking. Book's trying to close in that 3 second gap from a little bit behind, but a lot of movement going on. Dark Flash not wanting to let go of Slingshot whatsoever, still within a second of him. And Ethan just outside that 1 second. Is he going to try and get DRS? I'm sure he's going to want to have it. He's going to have it. And Avi is out, unfortunately, with those overheated tires just not working out for him. But, oh, maybe not. He's still going. Just a big yellow sector flag. My apologies. As Ethan's still trying to close in on the back of him. Ron Swanson holding on to this lead, pushing hard. Avi 5 second for speeding in the pit lane, not helping his race so far. Ethan with DRS. Is he going to be able to make a move into turn 1? A little bit far back, but does have a purple sector 3, is pacing strong. Is he going to be able to make a move on Ron Swanson now, being so close to his gearbox there? A big lockup from Ethan trying to chase down Ron Swanson into turn 4, as these guys are battling it out. Jack Carl down at the back, fighting with Dark Flash into turn 1. Watchman on his gearbox as well. as Watchman's trying to make a move. Dark Flash is a little bit unsettled after turn 1. A bit of a lockup. Watchman trying to go around the outside. Has it done. They're side by side. But what a move. These two keeping just enough distance. That's Watchman. Oh, gets a little bit too much curb and he is out. And Dark Flash must be clenching after that one, watching the Merc just fly in front of him like that. As, yeah, yellow sector 1 for Watchman being off. And that's going to be a safety car for these guys. As that's going to, you know, give Ron Swanson a bit of a breather. But wow. Wow, what a start. What an interesting start. Already do a safety car. Unfortunately, Watchman out, eating a little bit too much of the curb into sector 1 while trying to give some generous space to another driver. Good on him, though. Dark Flash giving good space into that fight as well, as we're having some issues with Delta, or what are you guys doing here? What's happening? What? Guys, it's a safety car. There's no reason to fight. There's no positions to be gained. Just go to the pits. What's going on here? A lot of these front drivers are strapping on hards, jumping off of those softs. I think they're going to have a hard time getting some of those hards to the end. It's definitely going to be a bit of a long stint to carry them about 30 laps or so to the end. Even with the safety car, not going to be easy. Gas Smoking, Books having a different idea. Holding on to the softs. You know, they might be able to run away. They might be able to run away with those softs compared to the hards. They could get a big enough gap that they could maybe jump onto the mediums and make that difference. I don't know. Unless these guys are thinking like a soft, hard, soft. Like just at the end, do like a 10-lap blitz. Do 20 on the 22 or so on the softs or hards and then jump to the soft. But yeah, these guys are trying to gather onto the back. Slingshot on the softs. Bad Hunt House. Jumping onto a fresh stack of mediums. Not a bad call from him. A little bit different. I like it. I like the different call. Definitely interesting. I am watching you guys. Jack Carl still on those older softs. Dark Flash and PPR Butters seemingly fighting for a position. I don't know what's happened to their Delta, but these two are battling it out. This game is wonky at times. The safety car, guys. What's the fight for? Avi having more issues, unfortunately, as everyone is stacking onto the back. I do believe that's Dark Flash into the pits. I wonder what he's thinking for strategy, thinking everyone's got time to gather the back of the... And he's going to jump onto the mediums. An interesting call. Same call as Bad Hunt House. Maybe thinking the same strategy, thinking the double mediums is kind of a good play here. I do like it. Go soft to the end. Got the new mediums that will go a little bit farther. Fresh health into them, fresh life. But, yes. Ron Swanson, our previous leader, before safety car, onto the hards. Ethan onto the hards. Same with Zach. 1, 2, 3, just like that. Gas Smoking, the only one of the top 4 to make the other move, and Books. I think we got to look at points, because look at Books. I've been watching Books, because god dang, look at that. 10 positions, and a lot of that was lap 1. I believe it was 6 positions in lap 1. Good on him so far to get himself up there. Definitely changed his race from the quali outlook, and the safety car is in this lap, as these guys are going to get off. Gotta let the safety car come in. You gotta back up a bit. You can't just follow it in. Gotta back up the crowd a bit. He's trying to do so. Keeping his tires a little bit early to go. Safety car hasn't even made it in yet. He's gonna get slowed up a lot, as all of these guys are gonna have to brake check now behind the safety car. As Gas Smoking is going to be probably held up. He can't give it any more throttle because of the safety car. And that's going to offer some pace to Ron. Oh, as we have a big collision between Books and Gas Smoking. And it looks like, yeah, Gas Smoking just broke a little early, and Books wasn't quite ready for it and lost part of his wing there. That's not going to help his strategy looking at what he was trying to do. Ron Swanson still able to hold himself ahead. Zach the Beast and Ethan fighting it out. Zach the Beast getting ahead for now, but it looks like Ethan's still trying to fight back, wanting that outside line. Ethan just covering him off, not saying, no, you don't have that angle. This is my tarmac, not yours, and moves up into P4. Ethan gonna try and keep up and not let that go. Bad Hunt House on those fresh mediums looking pretty strong, but not great for Books, unfortunately, with that turn 1 incident. Not the way he wants his race to go. I wonder if he's gonna pit this lap, even though there was just a safety car, and the two Hasses fighting side by side into the stadium section here, trying to catch up to the back of Bad Hunt House, but it's great for him that they're battling behind. He just wants to hold on to these hard runners ahead of him, but oh boy, what a run, boys. Book's still pushing on those softs, not wanting to let that go. Ron Swanson trying to catch up into Gas Smoke, and Gas Smokin's going to have the pace on the softs to run away for now, but still needs to pit, where Ron can, in theory, go to the end. And we have another safety car as PPR Butters is out. I don't know what happened there, but that looks like a pre-turn 2 incident. But, man, that is definitely interesting. Definitely interesting. Wonder what the plan is for some of these guys now with the second safety car coming out. See, that's the thing about the hards. It was kind of a good call if there's not going to be another safety car, but I don't know about the hards at this point. They're going to be cold under that safety, and it's still a long stint. You can't go without them at this point. You still got to stick to that ideology of hards carrying you most of the way through. And with 2 safety cars gone, it's a little less likely there's going to be one later in the race, so these guys might want to have to consider that into their strategy. I think Dark Flash and Bad Hunt House have kind of made the good call of being on these fresher mediums, making a different choice than the guys going onto the hards. Gas Smokin taking this time to get into the pits, unfortunately taking a 5-second for his time, going in for hards. And is, Books is in as well, avoiding any kind of penalty, but strapping on the hards as well, getting a new wing under this safety car. Going to try and resuscitate what he can from this race under the safety car restart. Mike serving a penalty, also getting a new wing. He's going to be trying to strap on the hards as well, coming through. Abby on his way out, strapped on the hards. These guys now trying to do that little bit more life than what these other guys have. Ethan, Zach, and Ron on those slightly used hards, plus doing a few more of these safety car laps, making them cold, and then having to do the restart. I can't imagine that they're much past 10 or 12% deg, but I don't know. It's still got to go quite a long, long way, even with this safety car. How is it going, chat? Just trying to see how everyone is doing during this safety car restart. Slingshot having a quiet race, strapping on the hards. He's going to try and make a good race for himself. Abby already having issues, may be able to get something done, but Books is doing quite a bit to keep heat into the tires there. It's not the easiest thing. Oh, Jack Harrell's got wing damage. Is he going to go into the pits now? I would probably do so. You're on the softs. Everyone else is on the hards to the end. Maybe jump on mediums or hards, but doesn't want to get the wing replaced. It's probably a safety car in next lap or the following, so not going to help him. But doing well to be the only soft runner to stick it out. How do we join the league? I do believe our bot has quite a few links. If you look in the description, you should be able to join through one of them. I do believe there is a Google Forms and a Discord invite for one of them. But it's as simple as that. Do the TT times, fill out your information for which time zone you're in and what times you can essentially race at, and away you go. It's not too hard. We have 4 TT tracks, and then we try to sort people in by pace. We have 5 tiers, so it's quite a variance between drivers, between assists and pace. So we try to slot everybody for the most competitive driving that you can possibly get. As you've seen, this is quite close driving, quite competitive driving between all these drivers. Nobody's quite running away with the races. It's very close between the top runners and the mid-pack. It's just a matter of incidences, damage, and other traffic things. You know how it goes with racing. That's the way it works. Safety car is in this lap, as I thought. Jack Carl not going to be able to fix that wing, but is on the softs. Is he going to be able to do anything with it? Everybody else on the hards, but Bad Hunt House and Dark Flash on the mediums, trying to make something else of a different invert strategy, kind of calling them out to do something. I would like for them to get a podium position for their strategy call, you know, just because they kind of deserve it. Ron Swanson doing a good job to back up from the safety car, let it go in first before he takes off. Making sure he's got good traction first before he launches away. And off he goes. The safety car is in. Some penalties in behind for a 5-second for severe collision, but yeah, everyone else is just kind of trying to filter through. Zach the Beast got a decent run on Ron Swanson, but Ethan close in behind. Bad Hunt House hunting them down. Dark Flash not too far behind. Gas smoking on fresher hards, wanting to do a little bit more. Jack Harlow might hold up these guys with those older softs, and the wing damage might help the Red Bulls and the Renaults trying to keep up to the top 2 there, but we'll have to see, as Books is just all over the back of Jack Harlow on those fresher hards, trying to find a move, but there is not a whole lot of area to go here at Zandvoort. Slingshot not too far behind. Books trying to find an alternate route around, taking a different line. Having not the greatest traction, tires must just be a little bit cold after that safety car restart, not helping him out. But Bad Hunt House and everybody else is just filtering in behind. It's got a good DRS chain if they can get to that point when DRS opens again. I believe it'll be in another lap or so, but these guys are pushing hard already. Ron Swanson saving the most ERS to try and keep away from these guys. But Zach the Beast and Ethan pushing hard to keep into the back of them. I do believe our Nightbot has some links for you there, Harris. It should come up from time to time, our Twitter and as well as our other links. But yeah, Books is retired, and I do not know if that was from an incident or if he had just lost it due to the cold tires or issues with the hards. And yeah, it's going to be another safety car, unfortunately, the 3rd one. So everybody's down to a points-paying position, which is great for Avi. Not had the greatest race, but still going to be able to make points, unfortunately, for Books. Having the pace, not having the quality, but I was really hoping that they would have something a little bit more. And that's going to be Mercedes out of this race, unfortunately. Not gone their way. Hopefully it goes better next week. But we shall see as we get on with this safety car. Is there going to be a change up of strategy? Are these guys thinking the mediums might be able to go that distance now? What is the call? What is the plan? Ron Swanson thinking of a new strategy. Zach the Beast thinking the same. Ethan also doing the same. Bad Hunt House taking the lead for now, just minding his delta, taking it easy. Dark Flash following in behind, going to take up that P2 position. And away we go. Slingshot up into P4 as all these other drivers have pitted. And same with Mike. P5, Ron Swanson falling back down. P6, P7, P8 with Ethan and Zach jumping onto the mediums. It has been an all types of tire race. I don't know if it would have been best just to stick with softs with all these safety cars, guys, and then had your mediums and hards to go to the end. But Jack Carl now onto the mediums with a new wing. Good for him. Going to be able to get to the back of the safety car and do something better with his race. So probably a lot of the time penalties are going to stick to the end, being that there's not a huge amount of time to run away from your fellow competitors. Should be interesting. Yes, unfortunately, we're mostly a North American league, so we don't have anything for Europe as it is. But there are a ton of great Europe racing leagues, as well as across the globe. There's tons of great racing leagues from anywhere from Brazil, Mexico, from Germany to Sweden to you name it. There's plenty. Not trying to say that to discourage you. I'm just saying it's an open book. You know, there's tons of drivers, new experiences, new drives, different things to do. So as we get on with our safety car, just trying to keep it interesting for you guys. Dark Flash into the pits, trying to rethink his strategy now. What's the call? Back to another stack of mediums. Just going to get a fresh stack. Wanting some more life in the tire. Stack up to the back of these guys anyhow, considering another safety car. So that's 3 safety cars already. With 2019, you were only allowed 5. I do believe 2020 is somewhat the same. I'm not 100% sure how that is. Oh, and Abby is in between Zach the Beast and Ethan. Is that going to cause an issue for them as Ron Swanson's going to try and run away from these guys? Abby in AI mode. I'm not sure what that is for. Shouldn't be driving AI during safety car. I understand if that's why you're doing it, but shouldn't be doing it. You gotta drive. Slingshot up into P3. I'm not a doubter saying it wouldn't happen, but like, oh man, I'm excited. I would love for him to hold that position to the end. Wouldn't that be exciting? Safety car in this lap. 2 Red Bulls ahead. Racing Point in behind of Slingshot. Mike, Ron, Zach, and Ethan all right in behind your previous leaders of the race. Definitely having the pace over some of the crowd, but different strategy, and all these safety cars are definitely throwing a wrench in the mix today as these guys are about to get on. Bad Hunt House, gotta stay back away from that safety car. Gotta back up the crowd a bit as you won't be able to take off. And he gets away with a launch now. Gas Smoking's going to close up. Slingshot pushing hard. He's got traffic in behind him. Mike looking for the inside. Doesn't quite get it. Backs out a bit. Slingshot going a bit wide to offer a bit of space. Not wanting to get touched at that rear. Ron Swanson braking just a little bit hard. Not wanting to tap into the back of Slingshot. But the 2 Red Bulls have sorted themselves out. Slingshot holding up the rest of the pack. Holding on to that position. Not wanting to give an inch. Good, strong defender and a clean driver as these guys are all getting through. Ethan able to make his way through as Zach the Beast has not had a great start. Kind of falling off. I think he's gone off. I don't know if he had damage or had some sort of collision into the start there. Hopefully. He's got his whole wing. Yes, he does from the looks of it. And it is a big battle behind Slingshot. Just trying to see this as these two are going too wide. Ron Swanson, Ethan trying to sort out who wants to poke at Slingshot first. Slingshot probably doesn't mind too much as he just wants to get on with it and hold this position to the end if he could. Gets a 3-second for going a little bit wide there, but is going to be able to hold him. No DRS this lap, but Ron Swanson right onto the back of him. Slipping out wide over the straight and into the next lap and has the inside line. Slingshot going to sort himself in behind. Ethan not too far. Doesn't want to get away from Ron Swanson. He's going to want to make this move done quickly. Going to try and look for an outside line. It's not going to quite be there on Slingshot. Again, a very good defender. It's not going to be an easy move as Ron Swanson is up quite a bit. Just those mediums to the hard tires. Quite a difference in pace. Andre falling, or Mike falling off just a bit, but those hards again not having the pace. Dark Flash locking up a bit, wanting to try and get around the Haas driver, but not having the greatest luck. Locking up a little bit again, trying to battle his way through. Gas Smoking closing in a bit on his teammate from the hards to the mediums, but Ron is closing in as well on those mediums, not wanting to let go. And Ethan in Slingshot do a little bit of a trade. I don't know what happened with Slingshot. He seemed to lose a little bit of a pace, but Ethan is through anyhow and trying to catch up to Ron Swanson, who is definitely on a charge, trying to catch up to Gas Smoking. Sets a fast lap, 113.143, and is pushing on those mediums. Bad Hunt House is hoping that Gas Smoking can probably keep him behind to help out his teammate with this run, but Ethan just trying to catch up now, 2.2 seconds back, see if he can close that in. Slingshot just trying to hold on to his position, but doing well for himself into P5. Mike closing in on him now. Not much of a move to be made into the end stages of Sector 1 and into Sector 2. It's quite difficult to make a move around here, but these guys are looking pacey, trying to make a fight happen. This Ron Swanson is closed into the back of Gas Smoking as well up at the front, as these guys all have DRS now available to them, as Mike goes a little bit deep and into the gravel, which is going to help Slingshot with that, and Dark Flash is going to have to brake a little bit for that car coming back out on the track. Zach the Beast moving up from 9th, already up into 7th, trying to close in on Dark Flash. He's going to have DRS, going to try and make a move done. Ron Swanson didn't quite get the move done on Gas Smoking, but Zach the Beast and Dark Flash have the move done after a little bit of a touch. These two are going to keep fighting side by side. Zach not getting the best speed out of turn 1, but is still going to keep fighting. But yeah, what a battle. Slingshot getting a little bit ahead, trying to run away from these guys up in P5. But Zach right there with Jack Carl not too far behind. These guys are just battling it out in this back area. It's quite entertaining. As Ron Swanson has made his way through Gas Smoking. I did not see that. Gas Smoking must have really been off. It's already a bit of a gap between him and Ron. Interesting. Ethan trying to close in, 1.4 now behind. Slingshot falling off a bit. That's not much of his fault due to the hard tire pace. Dark Flash just locking up here and there, trying to get around this track. It is not the easiest one to get through. Zach the Beast is right on him, though. Ethan setting a new fast lap with a 1:12.8. Zach the Beast trying to make a move down onto Dark Flash side by side again into turn 1. No contact this time, as there's a bit of a lockup from Dark Flash. These two are going side by side for it again. Not wanting to give an inch. Oh, and there's some contact. That's going to set Zach just back a little bit, as he's going to have to try to recover from the tap. He's going to probably get a little bit annoyed with this battle, just slowing up his pace, but a good battle, honestly, from the two of them. Just fighting into turn 1 to turn 4 on every occasion. But Ron Swanson now onto the back of Bad Hunt House, just on those fresher mediums, has DRS, trying to make an early move done. Bad Hunt House having the inside line, but Ron Swanson ahead with that DRS pace. Not a whole lot he could do with fresher tires. But that's going to be a yellow Sector 2. I do believe that was for Avi again. But these guys trying to get along. Bad Hunt House still going to be able to have DRS, but I'm not sure he's going to have quite the pace to catch up to Ron. Still got a few laps to go to the end. I do believe that was, yeah, Ethan and, sorry, that was, yeah, Gas Smoking and Ethan sliding their way through. Ethan making his way through Gas Smoking, trying to catch up into Bad Hunt House now. Up into P2 and P3. Bad Hunt House P2, Ethan P3. And Jack Carl into the pits for softs at the back. Probably going to the end a little bit early, I think, for those. But an interesting call, maybe to get fastest lap and resurrect some points. So, not... Yeah, it's an interesting strategy call. I'll give it that. This guy's kind of filtering out a 1 second gap as Ethan's still trying to close into the back of Bad Hunt House on those older mediums. Probably just trying to hold on a little bit longer before going on to the softs to the end. But Gas Smoking not too far behind in the sister Red Bull. only about 2 seconds behind, so I do believe Gas Smokin wants to try and get to the end, but might not be the easiest thing to do for 26 lap hards. But should be doable. Should be doable. Slingshot trying to do the same strategy, somewhat alone on track. Jack Hurl not having a good time on those softs, already having an issue. But Slingshot trying to keep away from everybody else. Up into P5 would be his best points paying race if he could hold on to this one now. So good for him. Ethan now closing in under a second of Bad Hunt House. Just having that pace on those fresher mediums. Able to claw in time, trying to get within that DRS detection zone so that he can try to make a move and catch up to Ron Swanson ahead. But should be... He might be a little bit too far back on this DRS straight, but it might help him close up for the turn 1 straight. So we shall see, as Ron Swanson is now about 2.5 seconds ahead of Bad Hunt House, but Ethan trying to close in on Bad Hunt House now. Not had the best time with the curves in the stadium section, but is going to try and close down on him with DRS and overtake. Pushing, pushing, pushing. It won't be enough on this run, but it will catch him up quite a bit onto the tail of Bad Hunt House. A lot closer than he was the lap before, and Gas Smokin a little bit farther than before. So Zach the Beast closing in, backs out of the move on Slingshot for now. Just trying to reserve, I think, a little bit of ERS, want to recharge. But probably not had the best time on those tires with all the fighting and a few lockups, but definitely chasing down Slingshot, wanting to make a move. Older hards to fresher mediums. Doesn't want to sit there too long. Ethan into the DRS detection zone. He's going to try and make a move now. Will he be able to do it before the stadium? I'm not quite sure if he'll be able to. Not quite. Is Zach going to be able to do it into the DRS detection zone before the stadium? He's right on the back of Slingshot. Thinks better of it. Just going to close in on the back of him. Ethan also now trying to close in on Bad Hunt House. A lot closer this time than he was last time, but it's going to be pretty close for turn 1. He doesn't quite have it. Bad Hunt House being a good lad and giving him lots of space, but having a good line, taking that wide line to give him lots of pace out of the corner. Locking up a bit into turn 4, but keeps himself ahead for this lap. And Slingshot holding on against Zach the Beast. I guess just trying to recharge a bit. Oh, definitely fighting the tires. Not sure if that's an overheating issue, but not looking good when that was happening. Hopefully he's able to recover and get through, but Slingshot defending very well on those older hards. As Ethan is just trying to claw into Bad Hunt House, not really able to make the move. It's letting Ron Swanson get farther and farther ahead, almost making a 5-second gap. But Ethan trying to get nice and close to Bad Hunt House, trying to get a good run on him this time through. And just kind of not having some of the pace, I guess, in the stadium section to hold on to the Bad Hunt House. He's not able to have a close enough gap into turn 1. He's going to send it, but it's going to lock up a bit, not able to. Zach the Beast is right on the back of Slingshot. He's going to make a move down the inside, but out of ERS at this point. Slingshot's going to be able to try and push along the outside line. Not quite able to get up through against those fresher mediums, but good on him to defend his position for so many laps on those older hards. And Ethan's still trying to fight on the back of Bad Hunt House. Just great defending, great driving, as Ethan's going to try and make a move down the inside. He's going to have the inside line again. He's going to hold off Bad Hunt House. Not really a place where you make a move, but he's going to try and make a move. This is going to give Bad Hunt House DRS this time around, as Ethan gets a little bit off, and Bad Hunt House has DRS. Oh, and that's going to throw him off, as, yeah, Bad Hunt House is going to get a little bit of a lead again, giving him a little bit of a gap, but Ethan just wanting to get around. He's going to claw back in. The sister Red Bull only a second behind now with that little flub up. And Ron Swanson now 7 seconds ahead with the good defending of Bad Hunt House to hold his position. Ethan very close this time with DRS, makes it an easy move, contrary to the other times around through turn 1. Bad Hunt House locks up a bit, just trying to get past the dirty air of Ethan, who's right in front of him into turn 1. Chasing each other down into turn 4, but the sister Red Bull a second in behind. Very interesting. Bad Hunt House, those tires must not be feeling good. You can already see a good line of graining in them with those 19 laps of medium wear. Yes, they were on some safety car, but starting to definitely not feel nice, I'm sure. Ron Swanson probably trying to hold on to those mediums to the end, just not really using overtake, trying to save it, but Ethan now 7 seconds behind. I'm not sure he's going to be able to have enough time to push back up into Ron on equal level tires. But Bad Hunt House still within DRS, Gas Smoking still within DRS. These two are going to have to fight it out for their position and make something of it. Slingshot doing well, going to hold P6 for now, but Zach the Beast is still trying to claw in time for the guys ahead. It's still a big gap though. I'm not quite sure he'll be able to close it in, but it's going to be a battle of the Red Bulls, I think, at this point. I think that's the battle to watch. Down into turn 4, they both kind of lock up a little bit, but I'm sure both of them are just fighting the tires a bit, being on the hards, not having the mechanical grip, and having those old mediums not having the mechanical grip. Sure, they're both somewhat in the same boat, and even still 16 lap hards are probably not super fresh or super smooth. Slingshot doing well on 18 lap hards, everybody else trying to sort their way on older mediums for now. Yeah, Smokin' does have DRS, but I'm not sure the hards have the pace. Unless his teammate's going to let him have a through. Try to run back up to Ethan. Might be a good time for the two teammates to work together. Claw themselves back into Ethan, but Bad Hunt House is into the pits. Gas Smoking with DRS through. And onto the softs to the end, I would imagine. Onto the hards. I don't think that's the strategy call he wanted to make, but I think that's what the game has made him do. Unfortunately for Bad Hunt House, probably not the way he wanted to end his race, but still not over yet on those fresh hards to the end. Still 9 left to go, so quite a bit. Ethan falling off a little bit to Ron Swanson, now in an 8-second gap. Gas Smoking 2 seconds behind Ethan, not quite able to close it up. But Zach the Beast clawed in about a second to Gas Smoking, still trying to make a push on those mediums to the end. There's still time on the clock. He is not giving up until that final lap has drawn to a close. Slingshot not too far behind Bad Hunt House on fresher hards, right behind him. Already with DRS trying to close into these top runners. Going to try to make the most of these fresh hards against all these other drivers on much older tire. Possibly a tire failure. Who knows? Ron Swanson's going to take a 3-second for multiple warnings for track limits, so that's not going to help his run, but with a good enough gap, it's not too much of a worry as everyone's kind of locking it up into turn 4. On their way through, Bad Hunt House and Slingshot fighting into turn 1, but again, Slingshot still being able to hold on to those hards this far through. I'm sure he's thinking there's only 8 laps left, I can maybe make this, but man, what an ask for this man to just keep going all the way on those hards. Bad Hunt House just trying to draw a good line. He's had very good pace all today, just trying to be very consistent. Could still catch himself up into some good points here. He's going to have DRS again on Slingshot, but not the greatest run. probably not waiting for this to make his move. He's probably waiting for the first on the turn 1 DRS straight to try and get him. Closing in on the back of Slingshot's gearbox just a bit, trying to get in close into these last few corners here, not wanting to let him get a good run. Keeps it nice and close enough that DRS and Splitstream's just going to be enough. Running out of ERS over the line and then having it again on the next lap. He's going to slide himself up into turn 1, up along the inside of Slingshot, just really fighting those older hards. You know, it's the way it is as the Haas is into the pits. 19 lap hards, he's probably jumping onto mediums. Interesting. I would be, again, trying to go to softs to the end, but maybe, again, Cody's not helping these guys with their pit strategies. Quite curious. Gas smoking, still trying to claw in some time to Ethan. Ethan clawed in about a second out of Ron Swanson, now into the 6-second mark, but Ron Swanson quite a far ahead. Jack Carl out of the pits now, or into the pits now rather, trying to swap out tires on those fresh softs. Going for fastest lap, I'm sure. Dark Flash down at the back, going for a fast lap as well on those softs. Trying to make something else of this race. But Bad Hunt House and Slingshot, just, he's been through. And clawing time a little bit into Zach, but Zach's been clawing time into Gas Smoking. So, very, very interesting. 6 laps to go. I'm not quite sure who's going to be able to make out another position and claw their way ahead. We'll have to see. Everyone is very spaced out, so there's not a whole lot I can do for you guys, but yeah, Slingshot on those old tires. How are they doing? Trying to see some of the graining into these low speed corners if we can, but yeah, they're not looking the most peachy. Definitely not. As I'm sure Zach the Beast is probably complaining about the same. I can see the good bit of wear on those mediums. Ethan not having exactly a whole lot of great life in those mediums as well. You can see the graining in those rears and in the fronts. Light little lockup, but quick little puff and he's through. Down to almost 6 seconds now. Gas Smoking falling off a little bit more to Ethan compared to those fresher. They're not really even fresher at this point. They're pretty burnt mediums, I'm sure. I'm wondering if these guys are thinking they can actually get to the end. Ron Swanson's tires are looking a little tired, but again, he's got a gap. He could just be trying to nurse it through. Bad Hunt House pushing with everything. If these guys have a tire failure, it could come out to him quite a lot. Zach the Beast clearly fighting the tires at this point, trying to wiggle his way through the corner. I don't necessarily blame him, trying to get the most out of he can out of it, trying to get some of his wheel spin and slip, but not the easiest thing to do, especially with old medium tires. He's trying to go to the end. Ethan's setting a fast lap, getting a little bit of that turn 1 curbage, but sets a fast lap on 18 lap mediums. That's quite some pace when these guys I know are trying to do a new fast lap on softs. So definitely pacing hard to try and keep up to Ron Swanson. Maybe he's looking at the penalties and saying, Ron's got penalties and I can maybe catch him. 5.6 now, Gas Smoking, 5.5, and Zach is now 5. So they've all been shuffling some time around between one another. Bad Hunt House not probably catching up as fast as he would hope. Again, I think he wanted to get onto the softs and didn't quite, but we shall see what happens here. It's Ron Swanson trying to get through Dark Flash, a lap car. He's gone into the pits of time for the softs, and that's why he's behind. Otherwise, probably not, but that's just the way it's been with this race today. Lots of safety cars, lots of drama, lots of wings. But Ron Swanson with DRS coming through, trying to get his way through. Ethan clawing in more and more time, now within 4.5 seconds of Ron. Just trying to catch up as much as he can. His tires do look a little bit nicer, but not a whole lot. Gas smoking on those old hards. Still doing good, nursing that gap. He's still got a big enough gap to Zach, considering it's 4 seconds with 3 laps left, so more than enough for him to get to the end. Bad Hunt House just got to close it in and make it to the end. What penalties does Zach have? I do not know. Can we save it to the end? I don't want to look in the middle of the race. There's still some excitement. I know that they're not really battling, but come on. What if I miss something? What if they have a puncture? Come on. Oh, Ethan getting a little squirrely, but man, he's closed in a lot of time. 3.9, 3.8, 4 seconds roughly, depending on the corner. Gas smoking, still losing a little bit of time to Zach. And I believe Zach is feeling that pressure. He probably can't really see gas smoking, but he knows he's up there. Oh, we can just barely see him in the distance. Yeah, definitely chasing it down. Ron probably just trying to hold on to those tires. They're not looking nice. Those look pretty close to 70% or so. I don't know. They don't look nice. That's what I can say. I guess Ethan's aren't looking much nicer either. Gas smoking probably has the nicest set of the group, but even that's not saying a whole lot. Who has fastest lap? That I can definitely see. That's going to be Ethan right now on those mediums, as I did see a little bit ago. But interval the leader is quite a bit, mostly just gas smoking Zach and these other guys. Bad Hunt House making a different strategy with all these safety cars. Not really helped him with those hards at the end here. Zachaby's closing in. He's going to try and make that a 3-second gap before the end of the race. Ethan thinking a pretty good idea of that too, as Ron Swanson's only 3 seconds up the road at this point, just fighting these tires. 2 laps left to go. Is anybody going to have a puncture? Doesn't look like anybody might have a puncture yet. Gas smoking's got nicer tires than these medium runners. Q-Man is not here. Q-Man is not part of Tier 5. Q-Man is in Tier 3. If you are wondering what has happened to some of your points leader, Interior Titan, Broken Reptile, Q-Man have all moved up into different tiers due to their progression and practice. So kudos to them. But yeah, it's going to leave Ethan with a small 2-second gap to try and close in. 1 lap left as Ron Swanson's going to try and come down over this line, start the final lap. These tires are not looking too fresh. 22 laps. And a 2-second gap separates them. And Ethan is just clawing time in 3/10 into turn 1. And Ron is just pushing with everything this lap. He doesn't want Ethan to get close at all. He's just going to try and give it everything, but not having as good of a push through the corners. Let's see. 1.3 seconds back. He's not going to be able to get DRS, I think. Like, I don't know how these guys don't blow out these tires, but good on them. They're coming down over the line. Ethan within a second. He clawed in so much time. Nothing left in the tank. 0 fuel and 0. 23 laps. And Ethan's going to take him on penalties from that 3-second. After all that, what a push. Gas Smoking's going to take a 5-second. That's going to put Zach the Beast up into P3 and Gas Smoking into P4. Bad Hunt House coming through the final turns now. He's going to slot himself up into P5. Slingshot coming through. I do believe that this is his best finish. 28 laps on those hards. I do believe they're only rated to go about 26. So, good on these guys. 29 laps. You're my hero, Sling. You're my hero. Then Mike will be coming down to finish off. And Ethan for a big win. I know, surprising, eh? This is why I didn't want to look at the penalties. Come on. I would have ruined all that excitement. Come on. But good race, guys. Very good race. Few safety cars at the beginning, but everybody seemed to flatten out and find their way through. Slingshot with driver of the day. I could probably agree with that. Definitely made up a lot of positions in the race. Fortunately for the Mercedes of Books and Watchmen are out, as well as Butters. So not the race they wanted, but definitely the race that Ethan probably wanted to maintain his gap. Ron Swanson not being able to close it in the points. And Zach the Beast with a consistent P3. Probably not super happy to be behind these guys again, but I'm sure he's happy to still maintain P3 after having some issues. So, yes. And we'll have to try and get these guys in here. And Ethan's going to set the fastest lap, taking 26 points with a interesting race. Ron Swanson P2, Zach the Beast P3, Gas Smoking P4, Bad Hunt House P5, Slingshot P6, Mike in P7, Dark Flash P8, Jack in P9, Avi, I believe, was disconnected, Books DNF, Butters unfortunately DNF'd, and Watchman unfortunately has DNF'd. Not that many incidences. Not that many track limits. Good on you guys. All right. Let's see. As everyone vanishes. And let's get... That should be all three. Hopefully they can get in here. What a race. Okay then. That's understandable. Is your audio included by the boy?
Alright, so now I have to go on the Twitch stream because apparently last week I did, and now I'm going to say on the Twitch stream if I did, and then we'll start it.
And Ethan, make
Hello.
sure you get your audio included as well.
As always, yeah, I don't have a mic.
Yes, because you're through the Xbox app, are you not?
He is, I think, hold on.
Oh my god! Oh.
What's the point of having all you podium guys if you're not even going to have your interviews? God.
Hold
Let
on.
somebody else win it then.
I mean, what? I'm getting my mic tomorrow, I think.
No, I'm just busting your chops, mate. Don't you worry. It was a very good race.
Hold on.
Bro.
Test. Is it just included?
But,
I was Oh my god. I know.
No, I'm sure you can't hear Ethan because he's on the app, unfortunately, so Ethan won't have his audio included.
Alright, my audio's included.
I'm extremely happy. Oh,
I'm sure you are happy with that, but yeah, that was definitely an interesting race with quite a few safety cars. What are your comments on that, Zach? Coming in from P3, I'm sure you had quite a few words to say.
It was for the first two safety cars. I was pretty fine, except for the very risky move I did on Ethan. Like he was checking up for Ron, and I thought I had slingshot right behind me, and I'm like, I get anxious whenever it comes to everyone's reaction time. So I did a pretty risky move on the non-passing zone on the outside of Ethan, because me and Ron were practicing. Like on Wednesday, we did the same thing, and we both crashed. So it's pretty risky, but fortunately, we were able to make it out clean. And for the last safety car, I passed the other McLaren that's not the McLaren that wasn't Ron, and it said illegal, so I had no other way except for go off track, and I thought it ruined my race, but thankfully I redeemed myself and got myself another podium.
Yeah, I'm sure you're pretty happy to recover to a podium. I'm also pretty sure you're a little bit disappointed that's only P3 on the podium, considering last week you were
I'm
saying
not.
you wanted more. You
I'm
wanted
not.
more out of it, right?
Yeah, I
So,
want more,
come
but
on.
yeah, I want more,
There's
but
only
as
so
long
much you
as
can
I get a
ask.
podium. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, that was a great race, guys. I'm unfortunately Ron didn't want to jump in, a little bit heated after the race. I still think he had a really good race. Unfortunately, just with the one track penalty and some of the degradation, not really helping him out with the run there. But that is the way it goes, unfortunately. But it was a good race, Ethan. You had an amazing run. I can't believe you caught him up in the end. You just lap by lap by lap, somehow putting in the fastest lap on 22 lap tires. Like, what are you doing?
I
Like that
was
was absolutely insane.
sweating my. Oh.
Yeah,
Uh,
I
they,
bet you were sweating.
Zach was saying that he can hear me shifting down and aggressively braking.
Yeah. Hear every click, all the braking. Yeah, he was into it. Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, it's typically the way it goes with all you wheel runners, but I think that's going to be it for our stream tonight. Thank you for everyone that came in and watched. Thank you to all the drivers, and thank you to the top three, well, the top two for coming in for your podium interviews, and thank you, Ron, for your great race today. Hope everyone has a good afternoon, and check out our other streams. Have a good night.